broke, sounds on crank, AC on the fridge, so you know I'm rolling windows down, yo. Beer on tuck when I'm rolling, keep it humble, watching for these laws, cause you know they clocking for the fumble. A broke boy, trying to make it out this jungle, got hope for the bundle, Lord, keep me out of trouble. Hard enough on the straight and narrow, nigga ain't trying to fumble like some bitch, but I swear I'm down for the rumble. I'm just a broke boy with dreams like a dope boy, but life can be a bitch sometimes like oh boy. But I rap for mine like Simplify when they deploy. Real niggas stand 10 toes when life tries to destroy. Pride comes before the fall. Watch the hell as a trizoid. A way to get six, but tell me how can you enjoy? You never been annoyed and shit it on like a bus boy. The last shot we first, so don't trip when you the McCoy in this furnace of affliction. Ain't tripping off these decoys. My stilo showing up these boys. Cool like Bruce Leroy. Call me boy and I'll be short. Ego, your hubris I'll enjoy. Like zebra cakes to a fat boy. Rolling in my hoop, bro. Sounds on crank, AC on the fridge, so you know I'm rolling windows down, yo. Beer on tuck when I'm rolling, keep it humble, watching for these laws, cause you know they clocking for the fumble. A broke boy, trying to make it out this jungle, got hope for the bundle, Lord, keep me out of trouble. Hard enough on the straight and narrow, nigga ain't trying to fumble like some bitch, but I swear I'm down for the rumble. Keep it pushing when you taking L's all the time. When your life's on the line, all you gotta do is grind. Baby boy, keep it pushing, it'll all come in time. Don't sweat these haters on your line, and every dozen doesn't die. So know all these hoes come with shine. If one trip, there's another one for sure on the horizon line. Daddy jeans progressing, man. Mama on her knees praying, cause I'm in these streets like sesame, no felonies. Though I'm surrounded by people in dichotomy. Do the poor decision based off of this economy. Don't feel you on the break, cursing do the me. These crackers got blacks and Hispanics in autonomy. Just follow me. Rolling in my hoop, bro. Sounds on crank, AC on the fridge, so you know I'm rolling windows down, yo. Beer on tuck when I'm rolling, keep it humble, watching for these laws, cause you know they clocking for the fumble. A broke boy, trying to make it out this jungle, got hope for the bundle, Lord, keep me out of trouble. Hard enough on the straight and narrow, nigga ain't trying to fumble like some bitch, but I swear I'm down for the rumble.
All right. Clap it up. All right. It's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under commanding General YAHANNA. It is Monday, the history breakdown class. I'd like to give a special shout out to Officer Malakwath and Officer Shapat allowing me to teach classes in their zone simultaneously as we do here in Houston, so that we can spread this truth out even further and building up our zones. Here we are. I mean, for those that are joining us in other zones, we've been going on a deep dive as far as the Genesis breakdown, right? We are in Genesis 41. We started off in the creation story, right? I always give a little preamble at the beginning of each class where we are. Joseph is in prison. You know what I'm saying? He was set up in a situation by his brothers. We went over, a man's foes is of his own household, and up until this point, all Joseph has done is follow orders. He kept the law, statutes, and commandments, and it's put him in one predicament after another. And this is a tremendous lesson for those that are new coming into the truth. That have been into the truth. As a refresher, just because you're in the truth does not mean that you will not go through things. You understand? Like Joseph was up here in regal royalty, living in his father's house as a prince. You understand? To the point to where they've accumulated so much wealth. It's not just Jacob, you know what I'm saying, known as a wealthy prince. It's known as Hebrew land now. You know what I'm saying? The land of the Hebrews. That's how much wealth they had amassed, right? So he fell from that estate. You know, his brothers played a dirty trick on him, threw him in a hole, was contemplating killing him. Was like, nah, we'll sell him off to slavery. They was like, nah, we just gonna stall him out, right? And while they was contemplating, Joseph ended up getting kidnapped by the Midianites and by Ishmaelites, you know what I'm saying, and sold in the Arab slave trade to the Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? You know, and his brothers lied to their father saying that, hey, you know, he dead. You know, we found this, you know, looked like somebody got to him, killed him. We couldn't find the body, which is crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? So he gets sold in to the Potiphar's house, who's a chief general in Pharaoh's army. He rises up the ranks because Potiphar clearly sees that the Lord is with the young lad. You know what I'm saying? Everything he touches turns to gold. You know, and everybody's like, oh, that's Joseph right there. That's the man, you know. And then it said, you know, the brother was handsome. You know, as they say in my Latin family, the brother was guapo. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? He had he was comely. You know what I'm saying? He was fair. You feel me? So much so that Potiphar's wife took a liking unto him and basically tried to set that boy up. You know what I'm saying? To clap them cheeks, and he would not do it. You know what I'm saying? And then she lined up her house up against Joseph while her husband was away. To when her husband came home, got that boy sent up river, got him sent to prison. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't fail from in the lap of luxury of being a prince, right, to a slave, rose up as a slave in his master's house, to number 2 in his master's house, to being thrown into prison. You know what I'm saying? Then when he was thrown into prison, the chief captain of the guard, you know what I'm saying? It's not just any prison, you know what I'm saying? This is Pharaoh's prison. So it's like a triple black site. This is where Pharaoh keeps the people that he want to torture. Like Guantanamo Bay. You know what I'm saying? And the chief captain of the guard saw the Lord was with him, made him chief trustee in the prison. You know what I'm saying? All the prisoners answer to Joseph. You know what I'm saying? So he done rose up in there. Pharaoh sent his chief butler, you know what I'm saying, and his chief chef, his baker. Both of them sent to prison. Both of them had dreams. Joseph interpreted both of them. The butler said, look, in 3 days' time, you're going to be back in Pharaoh's arms, you know what I'm saying, pouring, you know, fresh wine in his cup. The other one, he told him he was going to kill him in 3 days. Both of them happened, right? But he told the butler, when you get out, don't forget about me. Because in that season of darkness, when it was me, when they had no hope, he gave them hope that you would be all right, man. You're going to get up out of here. Just remember your boy when you get on the outside. So this is where we are in the story, right? So Joseph's still locked up. You know, at this point, we know for sure he done been in there some years. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how many years he was in there for when the butler and the baker got in there, but it said he was in there for a season with them, so that's at least a year. And then time passed, you know, when we pick up in the story, 2 years had passed, so we know for sure he done been in there maybe 3 to 5. You know what I'm saying? 5 to 10. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling. Right, but we know for sure he been in prison for 3 years, innocent. You know what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted, thinking just because you serve the Lord that you're not gonna go through situations. You know what I'm saying? It's not, and it's gonna be situations that stacked up against you. You feel me? But you gotta stay faithful. You know what I'm saying? What scripture say you gotta be faithful unto what? Death. Unto death. You understand? So no matter the circumstance, no matter the situation, it may look grim for you. You understand? But in each situation, Joseph didn't have favor. Because okay, somebody tell me, what do you need every day? Somebody give me some necessities that you need every day. Go ahead. So get the mic. Where the mic at? What are some necessities that you need every day? Okay, did he have food and water in his daddy house? Yes, I can kind of hear you. Oh no, you gotta turn it. It's the volume is all the way down. You can keep the mic with you so you can keep talking. But the second knob, turn that second knob up. Yeah, turn the second knob up. There you go. It's yeah. All right. So what were you saying? Some of the necessities that somebody needs to live?
Food and water.
All right. Did he have food and water in his daddy house?
Con.
Did he have food and water in Potiphar's house?
Con.
Did he get food and water in prison?
Con.
All right. What else are necessities that you need to live? Okay, food, water is something else.
I mean, shelter.
Okay, did he have shelter in his daddy house? Did he have shelter in Potiphar's house?
Con.
When he was a slave? Did he have shelter when he was in prison?
Con.
Now these might not have been preferred quarters, right? But he had them. You know what I'm saying? I know you might prefer to eat quail, you know what I'm saying, and curry goat. You feel me? But you might have to settle for hamburger helper and barbacoa, cheek meat, or some lingua, some beef tongue. You know what I'm saying? You might have to. I know you're probably used to drinking your Moscatos and your Rieslings, but you might have to get some initiates. You know what I'm saying? You might have to get some Mad Dog, some MD 2020. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what conditions that you're in, the thing that's promised in Ecclesiastes for your toil for the day is food, and strong drink. You know what I'm saying? If you go through your whole day and you're able to have food and a nice drink and somewhere to lay your head, you blessed, no matter what condition that you're in. You know what I'm saying? It may not be what you desire, right? But no matter where you go, even when you go on vacation, what do? You go there for food, strong drink, and somewhere to lay your head. You understand? Same things that you can do at home, right? So, with that being said, Joseph has been cared for in every situation, has been taken care of, even when his life was threatened, right? Okay, so now the butler has remembered him because Pharaoh didn't have a dream, right? And now, blow my mind. We're gonna see who's been paying attention in class, right? How do you get dreams? Anybody? It's been here the past couple of classes. So if you haven't been a couple of classes, the past 2 classes, give it a shot. How do dreams, or as we've learned what dreams are, visions, how do you get those?
It's from the Most High when you're sleeping.
Okay. Malaki, what you got? You about to say same thing. You ain't y'all, neither one of y'all didn't learn, huh? No, because Malakia said that last class, like, okay, go a little deeper. Okay, yeah, go some more. But what?
You're in the 4th dimension.
Okay, yeah, you're in the 4th dimension, but what is taking place in the 4th dimension? Malakia? Oh, well, Malakia and then my boy, Aaron.
The Lord is trying to tell you something, but you're not listening, which is why he takes you into 4th dimension.
That's true, but that's not what I'm looking for. Go ahead.
Basically, your body is in a whole nother place while you.
Is your body in a whole nother place?
Body, like your mind, like.
What's another thing for your mind?
Your spirit.
Get that brother a hand. Right? So if your spirit is in another place, what type of realm or dimension is the 4th dimension? Go ahead, nephew.
A spiritual realm.
Get that brother a hand. Somebody been paying attention. You know what I'm saying? So the only things that have been revealed to you, the only things that have been told to you in the spirit can only be revealed by what? By a spirit, right? So last class, we were going over the different types of spirits, right? So people be like, I went and saw this fortune teller. You know what I'm saying? They can look. All of this stuff is real. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. You know what I'm saying? I know we gonna take the training wheels off tonight, right? Where people say, all of that's bullcorn. Yeah, it's bullcorn. You know what I'm saying? But it's real because the spirits are real. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna blow your mind. Obatala, Yemiya, Ogun, and all that, that's real. You know what I'm saying? Papa Legba and all of that, that's real. These are spirits. You know what I'm saying? These are what you would like to call familiar spirits, right? But the scripture says that you're supposed to do what to every spirit?
Not trust every spirit.
What'd you say?
Not trust every spirit.
Rom had it. My brother Rom, give my brother Rom this a hand, man. My boy Rom in the building. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? What you got, Rom? Try every spirit. You are to try every single spirit to see if that spirit is of the Lord or not. You understand? Because you're going to get dreams, you're going to get visions, and then just like it's a spirit in you, it's a spirit in somebody else. So when somebody come up to you, man, I had a dream about you last night, bro. Or the Lord told me to tell you something. Oh, yeah? What the Lord told you to tell me? You know what I'm saying? And you listen and you test the spirit. Okay, well, when the Lord told you this, what was you doing in the dream? What was you dreaming about? What was you doing before you went in the dream state? Oh man, I was chilling with the fellas. They left me, man. We was passing the L around. You feel me? Oh, y'all was getting high. I don't know if that was the Lord. He told you to come tell me that. I ain't sure about that one. You know what I'm saying? But it was a spirit nonetheless. So, and these spirits will reveal things to the people that are locked in with them. There'll be partial truths, right? Because and we know this because of the Sumerian text. What's the Enuma Elish? You understand? And the Bible, they all have what in common? A flood story, right? So that lets you know that for sure a pandemic flood event took place, right? You understand? And all of them have different pieces that come from our scriptures. You understand? So these spirits will reveal truths to them, right? But the Lord says that he's only known one family upon the face of the earth. So that's why it's important. Like when I be here, when I be talking to my people that's in the conscious community that's caught up in Santeria and voodoo and hoodoo and all of that stuff or whatever, like, okay, that's interesting. All right, do you know the origins of what you practice? Do you know the origins of where it comes from? Like, oh yeah, man, it comes from West Africa or the Arabian Peninsula, or it come from East India. You know what I'm saying? Or it come from Asia. You understand? I was like, well, where's the God of the Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans though? That's okay. When you tell me Allah, that's the spirit of the Arabs. Right. When you say Krishna, Kali, that's the spiritual system of the East Indians. That's their gods, right? When you say Buddha, right, that's the spiritual system and the spirit of the Asia Major. When you say Voodoo and Santeria and Hoodoo, that's West, Central, and South Africa, right? But all of them, they have their own gods. They have their own great spirits. What's your spirit, though? Because anything that you tap into that's not of your own, it's called religion. Because you're religiously practicing a spiritual system that's not your own, right? So this is what we went over last class, right? We started talking about the different types of spirits, right? There's a lying spirit, there's an envious spirit, there's also spirits of joy, there's also spirits of peace, spirits of long suffering, spirits of wisdom, spirits of kindness, spirits of mercy, right? For every spirit that's on the left-hand side, there's an equal and equivalent spirit on the right-hand side, but all of these spirits serve the Most High, right? And the spirits on the left-hand side, their job is to sow discord and confusion, all right? Which is where we are in this story. So when Pharaoh had this dream, he called for all the mediums, all the warlocks, all the wizards, all the witches to tap in to their spirit that they deal with. And guess what? None of the spirits had nothing to say. And the brother was like, oh man, woe is me. I'm destroyed. I forgot about my boy Joseph. You understand? And he called for Joseph, right? And this is where we're gonna pick up at the story. We're gonna backtrack a little bit in it. We're gonna start at verse 19. Genesis 41 and 19. And while we at 41:19, let's just go ahead and pull the precept for Genesis 40 and 23, the last verse in the previous chapter. But go ahead, 41 and 9. Whoever got it, go ahead and read it. Genesis 41 and 9.
Colonel Concert. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 41, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
Then spake the chief butler unto Pharaoh, saying, I do remember my faults.
He does what?
I do remember my faults.
And what was his fault?
Forgetting Joseph.
All right, somebody read it for me. It's the last verse in the previous chapter, verse 23 in chapter 40. Or you can read it, since you're right there, you go ahead and read if you want to, nephew.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 40, verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
Yet did not the chief butler remember Joseph.
You understand? Because when everybody's messed up and everybody's down and out, oh, you my bro, man. We gonna stay locked in forever. You know what I'm saying? You was with me when I ain't had nothing. But when you get something, you don't, you first person you think about is what? Yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't forget about the others. You know what I'm saying? When you ain't have nothing, you know what I'm saying? They had to bust down a jumbo jack 4 ways just so you can eat. You understand? Everybody had to take a sip of a canned soda and pass it around. You know what I'm saying? You don't remember those times, right? It's just like a woman that's travailed that's when they're pregnant, right? A woman goes through all of this pain when they're pregnant, right? And when they go through delivery, and after they had that child and they hold that child in their arm, all that pain is a distant memory. And they ready to have another one, even though it was painful to have the last one. Or damn near nigh unto death, right? But when you get into the lap of luxury, all of that stuff fades away and you forget about those that paved the way, right? But the Lord calls it to his remembrance, all right? Keep reading verse 10 and 41, Malakia. Officer Malakia.
Verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
And in the vine were 3 branches, and it was as though it budded, and her blossoms shot forth.
No. Chapter 41, verse 10.
It's like, yeah. Verse 10. Pharaoh was wroth with his servants, and put me in ward in the captain of the guard's house, both me and the chief baker. Verse 11. And we dreamed a dream in one night, I and he. We dreamed each man according to the interpretation of his dream. Verse 12. And there was there with us a young man, an Hebrew, servant to the captain of the guard. And we told him, and he interpreted to us our dreams. To each man according to his dream he did interpret. Verse 13. And it came to pass, as he interpreted to us, so it was, me he restored unto mine office, and him he hanged.
Verse 14.
Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon, and he shaved himself, and changed his raiment, and came unto Pharaoh.
So what's happening right here? Anybody in here been to county before? Been to jail? You know what I'm saying? What are the conditions of brothers in county in jail? Anybody? Blow my mind. Get the mic. This is how you know this book is so spiritual of what's going on. Go ahead.
Salakia, ain't nothing but there's no place comfortable and all the cement is soiled.
You right. All right. Okay. So that is the surrounding conditions that are holding the brothers. But what is the condition that the brothers in? All right. Go ahead.
They depressed.
They depressed. And how what does their physicality look like? What? Okay, I'm me asking this question gonna kind of give it away. When somebody come pick you up that either then bailed you out or the day that you get let out,
Oh, they swole.
Huh?
They swole.
Nah, what they say, like what they say when they pick you up, like the condition that you in. What you say? Get that brother the mic. Get that brother the mic. That's a brother that hadn't been locked up before. I know I have.
They say you look like shit.
And you probably smell like it too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you're in county, brother, when you surround those conditions that Sapar was talking about, you know, where all the seats are soiled, you gotta sit down. So your clothing's become soiled. And then when you first get in there, it smells bad. But somehow, some way, the odor goes away. You want to know why? And 9 times out of 10, because the odor's on you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no deodorant when you're in county. You know what I'm saying? Unless you get transferred, they transfer you out of clothes and you get some type of commissary. So you're musty. You know, you ain't grooming yourself, so your beard looking crazy. Your breath funky because you probably ain't got no toothbrush. You know what I'm saying? So you're looking crazy. Your beard all over the place. Your hair everywhere. You understand? So when they came and got Joseph, read verse 14 again, nephew.
Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
And he shaved himself.
And he did what?
Shaved himself.
Mm-hmm.
And changed his raiment.
Mm-hmm.
And came in unto Pharaoh.
You understand? Imagine. I mean, we don't really give a damn about this in the truth, but I'm using this as a secular example for divine clarification, right? Imagine somebody on death row, right, in solitary confinement, 24-hour lockdown, no visitation, not even allowed to go out onto the yard to get sunlight, right, for recreation, right? Everything is brought to your cell. You can find your cell 24/7, 365. And the president of the United States gonna pardon you, but the condition is you got to come before them. They're gonna do a television broadcast and stuff like that. Now, mind you, you've been in this cell for 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. What you think they're gonna do to you before they put you in front of that camera with the president? They're gonna clean you up. You know what I'm saying? You can't just go in front of a position of power looking any kind of way, right? But what the most important thing that you got to understand is the Lord will call you up for his purpose. You understand? No matter how low your condition is or how far somebody try to kick you down, the Lord will always bring you back up. You understand? Somebody give me Psalms 105 and 17. Psalms 105 and 17. When you got it, go ahead and read it. You gonna read the verse 20.
Psalms 105, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
He sent a man before them, even Job, who was sold for a servant,
Mm-hmm.
whose feet they hurt with fetters. He was laid in iron until the time that his word came.
Until the time that what?
His word came.
Keep reading.
The word of the Lord tried him.
It did what?
The word of the Lord tried him.
Did it say the word of the Lord delivered him?
The word of the Lord tried him.
Now, why would the word of the Lord try him? Why would the word of the Lord try Joseph? Or better yet, how did it try Joseph?
Through a dream.
Think about the conditions he went through. He was a prince in his father's house. He was kidnapped, sold into slavery, rose up in Potiphar's house as a slave, then lied on in Potiphar's house about trying to rape his wife, and then thrown into prison, and then raised up to the chief trustee in prison, right? Tell me how did the word of the Lord try him? How was he tried by the word of the Lord? Damn, nobody? Officers? But how did the word of the Lord try him, though? Psalms 105. What verse you at, Aaron?
19.
All right, read verse 19 for him again.
Until the time that his word.
Start at 18. Hey, read the 19.
Okay, verse 18. Whose feet with fetters. He was laid in iron. Verse 19. Until the time that his word came, the word of the Lord tried him.
All right. So, how did the word of the Lord try Joseph? Okay. All right. Let me ask a question like this. All right. What does Deuteronomy 28:1 say? Officers. Officer Malaki. What is don't look it up. What does Deuteronomy 28:1 say? I said Officer Malaki. You in the mic. Come on, newly raised up officer, was on your test. What does Deuteronomy 28:1 say? You know, Deuteronomy 28 is dealing with the blessings and the curses. So what does Deuteronomy 28:1 say? Summarize it for me. Good night, brother. Another officer want to help him out? Don't be looking at the scripture. Don't. Okay, all right. Another officer want to help him out. What does Deuteronomy 28:1 say? Support. Man, that boy support. No, that boy scribe.
So, like, if I may, sir, Deuteronomy 28:1 say, "Hear, O children, and hearken to the word of the Lord."
Keep going. What else does it say?
Is that basically he was saying through the verses to choose.
Just verse 1. You got the first part of it, but it's the part that come after that that's pivotal. What's he telling them to hearken?
To hearken and take heed to all of the commandments.
And what will happen?
And thou shalt live.
He say, "Thou shalt live." What does he say?
Well, I mean that to hearken and to take heed and to keep thy commandments.
So what will happen if you do that?
That the Lord will bless you. And
how will he bless you?
He will multiply your seed, and you will basically the whole nation as a whole will be healthy. It will be no diseases.
He got the first half of it. Somebody want to help him out? What does it say? What is the blessing if you keep the law, statutes, and commandments in Deuteronomy 28:1? Come on, Ron.
He will sit there high above all the people.
Get that brother a hand. Get that brother a hand. Get that brother. You had the first half. He had the second half. Okay, now what does Deuteronomy 28:15 say?
If you do not hearken diligently and to observe and to do these commandments, these curses will come upon you.
All right, so I'm gonna ask my question again. How was Joseph tried by the word of the Lord? Because Joseph was raised in his father's house. He was a prince. All he did was follow orders. And what orders got him kidnapped, sold into slavery. He got rose up. He was still following orders. He was following the orders from his father's house. He was following the orders of Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying, to keep his house. Then he was lied upon, accused of rape, and then thrown in prison, right? And then he rose up in prison. So how was the word of the Lord trying him? Lock it. Based off of what we just said in Deuteronomy 28:1 and 28:15. Go ahead.
Joseph was being tested by being put into various situations to see if he would break.
Get that brother hand. Right? Because throughout all of these situations, the one thing that he was consistent in doing was keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, serving the Lord, keeping the rules of his father's house. Because what did he tell Potiphar's wife? How could you ask me to do this thing and sin against God? Not sin against Potiphar, sin against God. You understand? So the word of the Lord tried him. So what does that mean? That means it don't matter if you righteous. You're going to get tried. Right? You're going to go through hard times. Go ahead. You can get the mic. Let me finish this point. You gonna lose things. You're gonna lose jobs, multiple jobs. You're gonna get fired, my boy. Especially if you in this truth. You know what I'm saying? Not celebrating these holidays. You know, especially you separating yourself when everybody in the office having cake and ice cream for somebody's birthday. What you mean? You think you better than us? So you can't take a break with us from the slave that we got to do for some cake and ice cream for Bobby and Brittany's birthday? You know what I'm saying? When you separate yourself, you make yourself a target. You know what I'm saying? So you need to get in your mind, if you in this truth, it's not a matter of if, but when. Go ahead, Ron.
Now, what you're saying is heavy because, you know, the all famous story of Job was tried the same way, and and the scriptures say he was righteous.
Bro, everything was taken from Job. His mind, his children, his wife, his health, his cattle. You know what I'm saying? Everything. And he did not fold. Even when his partners came up to him and was like, bro, something got to be wrong. You got to be sinning, dog. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord had to show up, like, who is y'all to judge him? You know what I'm saying? And then his wife told him, baby, just curse God and die. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, this is what you got to understand. Just because you're righteous does not mean you're not going to go through adversity in life. Because the Lord will knock you down from a position to put you in a position that he needs you to be at for what he needs to take place in a timeline. You can't be Fortune 500 CEO if he need a CEO to come get one of his priests from prison. You got to get knocked down from there and be at the bottom. And a pharaoh is just, and somebody's at a high position like a pharaoh, like a CEO or a CFO, you know what I'm saying, be coming by at your plant, you know, talking to the people that's working there, and he just start asking random questions, and you just so happen to speak so eloquently, and he's just blown away by your wisdom. Like, what's your name? Yakabad? What position? Where you work? Oh, he's a letter stuffer. A letter? He work in the mail room? Yeah. After we finish here, have him come be. Now you got the ear of the CEO, and somehow y'all become friends. Then he put you in a position. Now you can put your people in position. That's how it works. But no matter if you hear or if you under here, your mindset got to be the same. Because this life is an experiment. It'll vacillate from one polarization to the other, but the constant in the experiment, the thing does not change, are the rules to play the game. And as long as you abiding by the rules, guess what? Them dice gonna come back to you. You're gonna get another roll. As long as you got breath in your lungs, you can change, bro. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite fighters right now, he from Orange, Texas, but he live in Houston. My boy Oshaki Foster. You know what I'm saying? He holding it down for Texas. You know what I'm saying? He the only fighter that's holding it down right now. You know what I'm saying? That boy went to prison, came out, and while he was in prison, he was seeing his peers that he was boxing with in the amateurs, pros now doing their thing. And he made up his mind in there that he gonna be there. So it don't matter what condition that you in, because he kept up his training. That's what the law, statutes, commandments are. It's your training. And when you keep up your training, when it's time for you to play out, you know what I'm saying? It's better to be prepared than unprepared when an opportunity comes up for you. That's all opportunity is. You know, people be like, it's a miracle. No, the brother was prepared for his opportunity. He has been practicing this role when y'all ain't been watching. When y'all see somebody become an overnight success, y'all not seeing that person staying up, you know what I'm saying, to the wee hours of the night, practicing and honing their craft. And then when somebody gets sick, you know what I'm saying, somebody gets fired, and then they need somebody to stand in, and you stand up when nobody is like, I'll do it. And you've been fetching coffees, you know what I'm saying, and lunch this whole time, and then somebody that's supposed to do their part doesn't show up, but you've been studying all the parts. So you know everything word for word, line for line. I can stand in for him. I can do the reading. And then you do the reading, they be like, who is this? Was he in casting call? How does he know all these lines? Okay, read for me one more time. And then you get cast for the part. But you have to be prepared. The only way that you can be prepared is by doing the thing you don't like you love it. It's a famous quote from Mike Tyson. To be great, you have to do the thing that you don't like you love it. If you don't have discipline, you don't have anything. And the reason why Joseph was tried is because through all of his adversity, he maintained his discipline. He didn't understand. Why am I here? Have I not been faithful? Have I not had integrity? Have I not been loyal? Have I not honored you, Father? And then the Lord remembered him. He gave him the ear of a king. You understand? Let's get back to it. Genesis 41 and 15.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I have dreamed a dream, and there is none that can interpret it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have heard say of thee that thou canst understand a dream to interpret it.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 16. And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, It is not in me. God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace.
He said what?
God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace.
No. Read the whole part before that.
It is not in me.
It is not what?
It is not in me.
Uh-huh.
God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace.
Everything that you do, give the Most High the credit. You understand? Now, don't get it twisted. It is in you because the Lord is in you. Because your body is a temple of the Most High God. You understand? But like we said, when you're in the fourth dimension, you in what plane, Aaron?
You out your spirit is out your body.
And so that means you're in what plane? What dimension?
The spiritual realm.
The spiritual realm, right? So the only thing that is told by a spirit can be revealed by what? A spirit, right? So he's saying it's not me that's gonna tell you because I'm just a man. A spirit told it to you, so a spirit gonna reveal it to you. It's gonna be the Lord. You understand? Keep reading, nephew. Matter of fact, Ron, give me 2 Corinthians 3 and 5 real quick.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we are sufficient of ourselves to think anything as of ourselves, but our sufficiency is of God.
You understand? Like anything that you have, that you gained in this truth, has not been under your own strength. It has been because of the Lord. And don't get it twisted. Everything that you lost in this truth, it's been because of the Lord, because it's been a distraction. In order to move forward, you have to be uncomfortable. You can't be comfortable and progress serving the Lord. It will not happen. If you're comfortable 9 times out of 10, you're going to fail. If you're complacent, you're going to fail because you're too comfortable. Your guard is down. Every day I get up, I'm looking where it's coming from. I'm on guard at all times. My reflexes is, like you gonna have to work overtime to catch me slipping spiritually. Because I fight here every day. The war is in the mind. It's not out here, it's here. Because all it'll be is a blunt. And you're walking by on the ground, you're walking by and you see it on the ground. All it is just a blunt. Just a rolled up piece of tobacco paper on the ground. But in your mind, you walk by, be like, what's that? What do my eyes behold? Oh, the Lord done dropped some brown gold. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel me? Is that a lion right there too? Ooh, the Lord know my boy. The Lord know my heart. He know what I want. He is my shepherd, baby. You know what I'm saying? He lies me beside green pastures. You know what I'm saying? But it's a test. Because you don't know who rolled that. You don't know what's rolled in that. You don't know where it came from. And that one puff make you lose your mind forever. And you somebody on the side of the road talking about, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we see him every time driving to class. Am I lying? That was somebody that took something that was passed to him. Who was this? Oh, it ain't nothing. It's this new thing that everybody trying out in the 80s. Crack. Crack has destroyed the greatest of people. Hell, I mean, if you know anything about Griselda Blanco, the Black Widow, you know what I'm saying? Her empire was destroyed because she started doing crack. She was the biggest coke dealer in Miami. You understand? Come on. You feel me? Like, you will lose your mind. Because that is the faculty where the war is. That's the little definition of what it says biblically when the Lord will give you over to your reprobated mind like a dog returning to its own vomit. How foolish would you look on the ground eating up your throw up? That's what it's like when you continue to do the same thing over and over. The Lord's like, look, nigga, I know it's rocks that can make you feel like you're God, but I'm God and I'm trying to give you life eternal. You can't sacrifice weed. You can't sacrifice being a whoremonger, laying with whores. You know what I'm saying? You can't sacrifice alcohol to be royalty forever. Like, think about that. And these are the same people that say that they love the Lord. Go ahead, Ron.
And what's heavy about that is they don't realize that we, you know what I'm saying, has the same stronghold on them as crack addicts do. Because you know, every person that I know that smoke crack, they say one hit you done, you hooked. Like ain't no turning back. And you chase that high every time, forever. But people that smoke weed don't realize that they have the same addiction, same issue. You know, I've been a victim of that too, because I remember debating whether I was gonna eat or buy this gram or this sack.
Bro, you know how insane that is, huh?
Right.
Like, bro, should I destroy my lungs and my temple, burn this paper of the product in which the rapper says, warning, burning and smoking this, not can, will give you cancer. Like it says, if you smoke this, it don't matter if you smoke the tobacco inside of it or the tobacco that's made of it, you will, not can, will get cancer. Same thing with cigarettes. Not a matter of if, when, you will get cancer. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. But you want to play fiddle. You want to try and walk the line and be lukewarm. You can't not do that. Because there are spirits out here. And these spirits are out here to get you hook or crook. Either the spirit of the Lord gonna get you, or his other spirits, these demons, gonna get you. There's no in between. You can't be righteous and ratchet. I'm sorry. You can't. I know they tell you can, but you can't. You can't be double R. You're gonna have to pick one side or the other. And it's okay. Just be stern in your decision. If you're gonna be over here, be over here. If you're gonna be over there, be over there. But play the game. Don't be on the sideline. If you're gonna play it to the max and to the fullest and get your reward. Because those spirits, they reward you too. But their rewards are temporary. Because what you fail to realize is you think it's just this life. And it's not. It's not your first time being here. It won't be your last. You understand? It is an endless cycle. But this next cycle, it's going to change dramatically. So you pick and choose where you want to be and what spirit you want to serve and what spirit you want to follow. All right, let's keep going. Where we at? We at 16. All right, we're going to roll through this dream.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 41, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, it is not in me. God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, in my dream, behold, I stood upon the bank of the river.
Mm-hmm.
And behold, there came up out of the river 7 kine, fat-fleshed and well-favored, and they fed in a meadow.
Mm-hmm.
And behold, 7 other kine came up after them, poor and very ill, favored and lean-fleshed, such as I never saw in all the land of Egypt.
Does anybody know what a kine is? Aaron. Yeah, that brother hand. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And look, and this is how dreams be. Like, bro, man, I had a dream last night. Dream was crazy, bro. I don't know what the hell it mean, bro. I dreamed of like 7 cows, bro. It was like 7 fat cows, and then like 7 cows that was real skinny. You know what I'm saying? And then like the 7 cows that was fat, they was at the meadow, and then the 7 other skinny cows that would look like they was like skeletons. They ate the fat cows, bro. What does that mean? That sound like a random dream that anybody has. That lets you know that this book is spiritual. You understand? And these are things that the Lord will give you to get your attention. You know what I'm saying? For Pharaoh, you know, back then, agriculture, I mean, not even back then, today, agriculture is one phase of wealth. There are multiple phases of wealth. There's agriculture, there's real estate, there's commodities. Commodities is silver, gold, you know, copper, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is meaningless. Everything else is based off of these three things: livestock, real estate, commodities. Your entire existence is based off of these three things. You live in commodity. You live in real estate. The tools that you use are made with commodities. You understand? You eat agriculture. If you own one of these three facets and master one of these three facets, you can be exceedingly wealthy. I mean, hell, a horse, you know, it can be sold for as cheap as $500. But if you want a horse, you might break the bank, man. It's 5-10 bands for sure, and that's on the low end. You know what I'm saying? We in Texas, we know about them livestock prices. And don't give me, bro. I posted a video of this prize bull. You know what I'm saying? It's strictly for breeding. You know what I'm saying? It went for $500,000 a bull. You understand? That's real wealth. Things that are tangible, but they have you caught up on paper money, materialistic things. You understand? When they take the negotiable instrument, which what it is, and they trade it for something real, like a commodity, real estate, or livestock. Something when everything goes to crap. Hey, that house right there, man, I need a house, bro. You know what I'm saying? Well, you got some silver, you got some gold. No, shoot, but I got 3 bulls. You know what I'm saying? And this one won the state fair prize 3 years in a row. So it's worth $500,000 one by itself. So what you telling me? That brother got $1.5 million off of three livestock. That's crazy. We used to think like that. We don't think like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to the dream, nephew. What we at, 19?
Sir. And behold, 7 other kind came up after them, poor and very ill favored, and lean-fleshed, such as I never saw in all the land of Egypt for badness. And the lean and the ill-favored kind did eat up the first 7 fat kind.
Dang, I told the dream before he read the dream. Go ahead.
And when they had eaten them up, it could not be known that they had eaten them, but they were still ill-favored, as at the beginning. So I awoke, and I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 ears came up in one stalk.
So the Lord then gave him 2 dreams back to back. All right, the first one was dealing with 7 cows, seven fat cows, and 7 Skeletor cows. And the 7 Skeletor cows ate the 7 fat cows, and you couldn't tell that they ate the 7 fat cows. They still look like Skeletor. All right, keep reading.
Full and good. And behold, 7 ears withered thin, and blasted with the east wind, sprung up after them. And the thin ears devoured the 7 good ears. And I told this unto the magicians, but there was none that could declare it to me.
You understand? Because, all right, so he's in the 4th dimension. He's in the spiritual realm. All right. So a spirit gave him this dream. So Pharaoh, being a king of the land, right? Because Egypt at that point in time was the shining star of the world. Okay. So him being the king of all that he can see, he sent to the 4 corners of his kingdom, bring me all the magicians, bring me all the soothsayers, bring me all the mediums, bring me all the wizards, bring me all the witches. You know what I'm saying? Because they all deal in different diverse spirits. There are many spirits out here, right? And as many as he called forth, none of them, when they called forth their spirit, they was like, hey man, I can't call it. It's above my pay grade. You know what I'm saying? Gonna have to go to the next one come up. Yeah, bro. That one, I was told I can't tell y'all what that means, man. I'll get in trouble. What you mean you get in trouble, man? You a God. Yeah, but there are greater gods than I. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, like all of these gods that these people follow, majority of them are mischievous and tricksters. You understand? They'll tell you what you desire, but they're going to require something in return. Every spirit does. All the Lord requires is your sacrifice. You understand? He doesn't require you to sacrifice your children. He doesn't require you he doesn't even require you to sacrifice animals anymore. He just asks you to sacrifice yourself. You know what I'm saying? And the things he's asking you to do, it's so that you can live a life and live it more abundantly. It's not that it's killing you. You know, not eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, it helps you. You don't get gout. You don't get, diabetes. You don't get hypertension, high blood pressure. You don't get cancer. Not sleeping with whores or whoremongers. You don't get STDs. Hey, bingo. You know what I'm saying? So he's not asking you to do anything astronomical. He's just asking you to do the right thing. Wow, bummer. You know what I'm saying? What a horrible God. You know what I'm saying? You got gods out here that want you to sacrifice and eat babies and drink babies' blood. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? All your God wants you to do is just, hey, keep it real. Don't lie. You know what I'm saying? Tell the truth. Why lie? You know what I'm saying? Honor your mom and daddy. You do what your mom and daddy ask you to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, blow my mind. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's like, death. My mom told me to clean my room. I'm dying. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You feel me? But this is the God that you serve. And just so coincidentally, he's the most powerful being in the universe. He created this thing. But you're scared of everything inside of what he created. That's insane to me. That's like your dad built a house with his bare hands and you scared of a corner. You know what I'm saying? You walk, ooh, that's that corner right there. What? Boy, if you don't go sit in that corner, man, what's wrong with you? I built the corner for you. This is your corner. Matter of fact, this is where you're going to put your room, in this corner. It's your own wing of the property, this whole corner right here. But you're afraid of it. You're afraid of greatness. You're afraid of being the best version of yourself because it requires you to be accountable. And that's where we live. That's where we thrive. Accountability. We don't say it's someone else's fault when it's ours. In every position that you're in right now, it's your fault. It's not your mama's, it's not your daddy's, it's not your sisters, it's not your brothers, it's not your partners. You know what I'm saying? It's not your baby mama, it's not your baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? It's your fault. You know what I'm saying? The reason that you're in the position in life that you're in right now is because of your choices. Once you got out of mom and daddy house, you can't blame mom and daddy no more. At what age you stop saying, well, I act like this because my daddy didn't come to my football game. You 40 years old, bro. Come on, get off the gas. You know what I'm saying? You 40 years old, serving 25 to life for armed robbery, you know what I'm saying, the aggravated assault, and you saying you did it because your daddy didn't come to your football game. Get off the gas, bro. When do we start taking accountability for ourselves? That's so when Christ come, or just say, for instance, you die before Christ come back and you go up to heaven, in the fourth dimension, and they roll the tape. You know what I'm saying? And Christ, he the defense. In Satan, he stack up his case. Christ like, can't call it for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gave me nothing to work with. Christ, I mean, come on, but you're supposed to be the savior. I mean, bruh, you ain't gave me nothing to work with. If you at least gave me one thing, you done all these horrible things. If you at least gave me one, I could work with one. You ain't gave me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That's what the Christian church teach you. All you got to do is believe.
Bruh, scriptures say faith without works is dead. You know what I'm saying? You can believe all you want, but if you eating pork, shrimp, crab, I know crackheads on the corner right now that believe in the Lord.
Right.
They'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you, don't be like me. You know, if you love the Lord like I do, don't do what I did. It's too late for me. But you got a shot. They'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? And then after they tell you, they go back to, you know what I'm saying? They go back to doing the robot and talking to somebody that you can't see in the fourth dimension. Yeah, I tried to tell him, he don't want to listen. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to this party. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I'm talking about they'll have a quick sober spell and they'll talk to you because that's the spirit talking to you. Like, beware of who you entertain that are strangers. Because it'll be angels talking to you. See, people are just a person that isn't in the truth, that's not in the spirit of the Lord, which is a sign that, oh, he's just high. He's drunk. He's coked out. You know what I'm saying? He's on K2, on that kush. But for those of us that have been to camp and have actually had spiritual warfare and seen demons come up and speak through people, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody think that this is a game and it's not. This is spiritual warfare. And like I said in the beginning of the class, if ain't nobody in the I.S.U.P.K that told you this, I'm going to tell you this. All these spirits are real. And you take the pants off of one of them and you get, Lord be with you. It didn't did its job to take you out of here or to stop you from ever coming in here. I told a brother the other day, you know what I'm saying? He was, locked in. Matter of fact, he was a student when Sapar was a trooper. He just popped in class on a random Sunday when Cap was here. You know what I'm saying? And his mindset was, I'm going to get right and then I'm going to come in. Brother, that means you ain't going to never come in. You can't get right out there. If that was the case, what do we need Christ for? If we can get right in the world, you can't put on something immortal being mortal. You can't put on something uncorruptible being corruptible. It's impossible. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it here. You got to be uncomfortable. No matter what look, life sucks. Let me just say it. It sucks. It's a lifetime of not getting what you want, missing the mark. You understand? You get what you want and it doesn't meet your expectations. It's a lifetime of that. You want to know why? Because it's not of the Lord. The only time that I'm fully satisfied is at Passover. Right. Is at the Feast of Dedication. The Feast of Purim, which is Thursday. Well, Thursday, Friday. Opening is Thursday. Closing Friday. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time that I feel like myself or like I'm in the kingdom. It's on high holy days. When I'm with my brothers, when I'm with my sisters. When I'm with 1,000 so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. I can't call y'all by y'all byword because they censoring our stuff now. I can't talk how we talk. You know what I'm saying? They done got hip to the lingo. Gotta come up with new lingo for us. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, and it be no incident, brother. Your child can just run and be wild at Passover. You can get the Passover started with like what? Like 4, 5, and we be in there to like 11, midnight. You can get there at 5, let your child run, and you don't got to worry about them coming up missing, something happening to them. The way they showed up is the way they're gonna leave with you, and everybody's watching them like they're their own. That's the kingdom, man. You can't say that in the hood. You can't say you can let your child out the door at 7 a.m. not knowing where they're going. These days, they ain't even got to have GPS on their phone. You know what I'm saying? And know without a reasonable doubt, they going to come back the way you let them loose at. It's not going to happen. Something bad going to happen. This is the reason why you got to test every spirit, man. The spiritual warfare is serious, y'all. Keep reading.
Verse 25. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one.
Mm-hmm.
God hath shewed Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good kine are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is one. And the 7 thin and ill-favored kine that came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty ears, blasted with the east wind, shall be 7 years of famine.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh. What God is about to do, he sheweth unto Pharaoh.
Mm-hmm. Keep reading.
Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt. And there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land.
Now, like, just think about that, right? So, in this day and age society, like, I'm gonna use the analogy, like, let's say, you become a famous person, right? When you was coming up in your grind, you had this sister that was with you, she, when you was short, she had it, she looked out for you. When you got on and you saw all of these boppers coming up, you was like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And then all these boppers coming up, you know what I'm saying? Going from bopper to bopper, you know what I'm saying? And you find a bopper that's the boppest of the boppers. You know what I'm saying? You marry her, and then the boppiest of the boppies. You know what I'm saying? And then you marry her, and then all of a sudden, them invitations, all them parties stop coming in. Those royalty checks stop coming as frequent. You know what I'm saying? You ain't on the scene like you was on the scene. You went from A list to B list. Now you damn near C list. You know what I'm saying? You went from that huge house in River Oaks. Now you're back in Hunters Glen Folk. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the house paid for, but you're trying to make stuff shake. And now the one that was the boppiest of the boppies, she complaining. But throughout this whole time, you've been taken care of. It's almost as if all that good y'all had is as if it never happened. That's the famine that he's describing. Y'all done been all over the world. Y'all done seen every corner of earth. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done, took baths in y'all done been baptized in the Jordan River. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done went to Egypt, South Africa, Bali. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done went to Indonesia. Don't tease you. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You done went to Jamaica. You done went to Dubai. You done went to Aruba. But now, you don't got 15 walls. You got 4. And as if it never happens and she becomes a monster. Because she got with you to be on the scene. That's what it's like to be a king, God. To be a real king, it doesn't matter what you did. It's what have you done for me lately. That's how y'all treat Christ. You understand? Y'all treat Christ like he's an ATM machine, like he's a lottery lever. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all, whatever situation you're going through right now, if you've been fired recently, your boyfriend or your woman that left you, you know what I'm saying? You're having problems in school, whatever your dilemma is, this dilemma is so big. Like all those dilemmas that you didn't have before that the Lord delivered you from never happened. This is your faith. You don't look down the line and be like, oh, he did this. Oh, I'm good. You look at this like, damn, it's this. And you can't even see all of the things cast a mighty shadow over this small thing that you're fixated on. You got a whole room, but all you can see is this mic. The Lord then gave you this whole room, but we having sound problems with this mic, so it's a horrible day. That's the famine that Joseph is describing that's about to happen in Egypt. Y'all gonna have 7 great years. We're gonna be balling out of control. We're gonna have too much food to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna be passing it around, and then it's gonna be real bad. And it's gonna be like those 7 never happened. Keep reading.
Verse 31. And the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of that famine following, for it shall be very grievous. And for that dream.
Ron, give me Proverbs 6. Keep reading, nephew.
And for that the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by God, and God will shortly bring it to pass. Verse 33. Now therefore let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land, and take up the 5th part of the land of Egypt.
Now look, now listen, now peep this. Now Pharaoh didn't heard what Joseph done said. He's like, okay, this is what we gonna do. All right, we gonna create a new position in the land. All right, in this position, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna set him over all of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Only person more powerful than him is me. You know what I'm saying? We gonna appoint officers that answer up to him, and a 5th part of the land he gonna take up, you know what I'm saying, for 7 plentiful years. This gonna be his job. You know what I'm saying? So all the magicians and all the wizards, like, man, I knew he was gonna look out for me after all of these years. I've been holding him down, or the people that was in this course, like, I knew it. You know what I'm saying? This is my time to shine, baby. You know what I'm saying? Give me what I asked for, Ron. Proverbs 6 and 6. You're gonna read to 11.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways, and be wise. Which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer.
You understand? Now, Joseph was kidnapped, sold into slavery. His daddy wasn't there, so he didn't have to follow the rules of his daddy's house if he ain't want to. But he remembered the Lord, and the Lord remembered him. He got lied on and accused of rape and thrown into prison. He could have forgot his daddy's rules and forgot the Lord, but he didn't. He held on to the Lord, and the Lord remembered him. The Lord looked out for him. You know what I'm saying? You have to be consistent. An ant eats and puts away consistently all year. You have to be consistent and diligent and disciplined in your doings in this truth. You can't be like, okay, I stopped smoking weed, I'm good. But you still a whoremonger. You can't be like, all right, I stopped drinking, I'm good. But you still a habitual liar. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, hey, I stopped eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. But this weed, though, can't let it go.
So like if I made something minute as an edge up.
Man, yeah, hey, that mighty edge up, bro. That crispy, so fresh, so clean.
Right.
When really that thing been pushing your edge up back, making you bald on the low.
Right.
Brother, I ain't had an edge up in almost a decade. All right. My hair look better than it ever did. You feel me? Like straight up.
Right.
Like they can do something better than the Lord. You feel me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
And to finish verse 8, and gather her food in the harvest. Verse 9, how long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep.
You know what that is? I'll do it tomorrow. I'll get to it. You know what I'm saying? You say that in January. Before you look up, it's summertime. Be like, okay, I'm going to do it. Before you know it, it's winter. Then it's the next year. We back in January again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You keep putting it off. You know what I'm saying? And time keeps passing you by. You understand? Awesome, you know, and he don't mind me using him as an example. You know what I'm saying? My boy, Yakatazar. You know what I'm saying? Yakatazar came into the truth with me, Cap, Amathia, Gabawar, IDR, who else am I missing? Shapat, Malakwa. He came in with us. He's supposed to be a 5,000. Right. At least 1,000 for sure. Right. You know what I'm saying? He's known about the truth for the greater part of a decade. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, you know, man, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? There's some things that happen. He'll show up. You know, I'm here. I'm like, all right, bro. Then you go back and you come back. You go back and he come back until one time the Lord had to sit him down. And he told me, he's like, man, when the Lord sat me down, he was dealing with me. You know what I'm saying? He sat him down to where, you know, he couldn't go nowhere. He had no choice but to sit down.
Right.
And then when he came out this time, he locked in. And he was like, man, like, I made the best decision I ever made in my life. But the battle wasn't over. Because them demons that you had, they don't go nowhere. Just because you come into the truth, those demons don't leave. You got to fight them every day. To the point, like, when you smell weed, like, oh, it's weed. It's just like brushing your teeth now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the urge to smoke, like, bro, listen. When I smell the ooh, I be like, dang, that's that gas. All right, let me go pump my gas real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The battle getting punched in the face has to be the norm. Because every day is a fight. You can't be scared to get punched in the face, because if you're going to fight, if you're going to be a warrior, you're going to get punched in the face. You're going to get a gut punch. You're going to get a liver shot. You might get dropped. But just get up. Joseph was dropped from royalty to a slave to being a prisoner. He never stopped. Now the Lord is bringing him back up. All right, get him right back to nephew. That's all I needed. Keep reading.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 41, verse 32. And for that, the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by God. And
No,
God,
you at 35, nephew.
what's like it? Verse 35. And let them gather all the food of those good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh.
Rom, give me Malachi 3:10. Go ahead.
And let them keep food in the cities, and that food shall be for store to let what's like it to the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine.
All right. So this scripture that he about to read, you done heard in every Christian church.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Talking about the tithes, right? But now you finding out what tithes really are. Read that for me, Ron.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 10. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, and prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it.
You want to know why? Because you've been the ant. When you eat, you put aside.
Right.
So when hard times come, you like, what is hard times? I got fired from Comcast. I got a check cut for $11,000.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because while I was working there, I had them take 5% of my check. I suffered to the point to where I just got used to suffering. I ain't never see it till I needed it.
Right.
And that 11,000 was able to keep me afloat for 2 months, paying all the bills. You know what I'm saying? Being able to take care of everything and we don't miss anything. And then out of nowhere, I get a job. A job that I didn't apply for. I got a phone call. Hey, cuzzo, Unc told me, you know what I'm saying, you looking, you know what I'm saying, my pop told me you looking for a job. I've been telling you to come over here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Done data. And in actuality, I ended up getting a job doing what I would have been doing for the promotion that I was trying to get at Comcast. That's how the Lord works, huh? But if it would have been up to me, I would still be at Comcast. Sometimes the Lord got to forcibly move you. He has to make you uncomfortable because you'll get comfortable where he's just trying to have you for a season. If Joseph wouldn't have never got kidnapped, he would have never been raised up to save the whole nation. You got to be pushed out of position to be in position. It's just like playing pool. You playing against an opponent, y'all trying to maneuver around each other billiards, you know what I'm saying, to knock it in the pocket. But sometimes you got to be put in uncomfortable position to learn, man, I didn't even know I could make that shot. But if you was never put in that position, you would have never attempted that shot yourself. Keep reading. Nephew, you good? You good, Ron?
Okay.
Kind of a concert. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 41, verse 37.
Ron, get Job 32:8.
And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, can we find such a one as this is, a man in whom the Spirit of God is?
You understand? Now, listen to what he said. You know what I'm saying? When they told all the perks of the job, it sounded good to everybody. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yeah, hey, it sounds good to me. You know what I'm saying? This and what's crazy is what's happening right here is exactly the same situation with Mordecai and Esther in the story of Esther. You know, Mordecai was a wicked servant that wanted to kill off all the Jews. You know what I'm saying? And propped himself up. I'm not Mordecai, Haman. Wicked Haman. I'm sorry. Mordecai ended up getting the job that Haman had. You know what I'm saying? This is literally the exact same story. They ain't gonna need a word for word. You know what I'm saying? Esther got rose up. Joseph got rose up. You know what I'm saying? So, but we all got to go through difficult situations. We all got to get pushed out of position to be in position to win. Because anybody that done played billiards or pool knows that in that game, it's going to be some uncomfortable shots. But if you're willing to gamble and take the shot, you just might be in position to win. You understand? Keep reading, nephew. We're going to try and get through it. We've been in 41 for two classes.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, For as much as God hath shewed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art.
You understand? Give me what I asked for, Ron. Job 32 and 8.
This is the book of Job, chapter 32, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding.
Giveth them what?
Understanding.
You understand? Only the inspiration of God will give you understanding of these times. Only the inspiration of the Spirit of God, when somebody comes to you and asks you a question of something that's plaguing them in their mind and in their life, something that is terrifying them. You understand? Something that they're losing sleep over. You understand? Will give you understanding of what to say to them. Only the Spirit of the Lord will give you the counsel to give. Because otherwise, it's just the blind leading the blind. How can someone that's never been married before give you counsel on marriage?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How can somebody, you understand, that's a drug addict tell you how to get off drugs? How can somebody that's smoking cigarettes tell you how to fight cancer? Come on, Art. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like straight up. How can somebody tell you how to get swole in the gym, you know what I'm saying, and they've never picked up a barbell? How can someone tell you how to run a triathlon? They've never sprinted. You understand? Because if anybody knows how to become a sprinter, what they put you in first? Long distance. You got to get your wind up. You know what I'm saying? If you want to run the 100, what's the first one they put you in? They put you in the 400. You know what I'm saying? Then the 200. Then they put you in the 100. If you want to run the 400, they put you in cross country. They make you run the 800. You know what I'm saying? Am I lying? Anybody that ran track knows what I'm saying is true. To beat a dog, you got to go through hell. You know what I'm saying? To be that one, every person that you admire as a professional and whatever it is, if they're athlete, musician, actor, actress, whatever, when everybody else was outside playing, they was in the house practicing on the piano for 3 hours a day, or practicing on the drums 2-3 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Running routes. You know what I'm saying? Going to go run after y'all had practice in the weight room. You know what I'm saying? So they can have a leg up on the competition. If you only do what's minimum, you're gonna get minimum output. You got to be extraordinary, because anybody, if in this world, if Pharaoh's wife, Ptolemy's wife, you know, the master would have been like, take me, they'd be like, win. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Right.
Because they know if they don't, they're gonna lose position. And in this world, the only way you move up is if they have something on you. If they don't have nothing on you, they're going to either get you out the way or they're going to kill you. But nobody wants to be out the way. They want to be in the place to be. They want to be where everybody else at, in the mix. But you just don't know that pot of gumbo got all abominations in it. You understand? Keep reading, nephew.
Verse 40. Thou shalt be over my house.
Ron, give me Proverbs 6 and 7. Aaron, give me no, that's good. Just give me Proverbs 16 and 7. Matter of fact, Aaron, hold Proverbs 13:22. Yakabad, give me Revelations 3 and 9. All right, go ahead. Read where you at, nephew.
Thou shalt be over my house. In according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled.
You understand? Now, give me Proverbs 16 and 7.
This is book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 7. When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Now, you like, bro, you know what that is an old way of saying? Real recognize real.
Right.
You understand? Like, it don't matter if somebody don't like you, if they respect you. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people I don't like, but I respect them because when I see them, this is how they gonna be every time. I can't get mad at it. I know what to expect. I know when this happens, he gonna do this. I can't get mad. That's who he is. I respect it because he gonna be straight up and down like 12 and 6. You know what I'm saying? I may not like him. He may get on my nerves, but this is what he gonna do, and this is who he is. That's how you gotta be. Regardless of what anybody think, how anybody feel, it's you. No matter if they all the way on the right or they all the way on the left, it's you. No matter if they Ifa, Voodoo, Obatala, Yemiya, if they Allah, it's you. I got a dude that's an Orisha priest. You know what I'm saying? Like my boy Mosiah. You feel me? He know he on the left hand side. You know what I'm saying? You know he tell me every time he see me, "What's up, my good brother?" That's how he greet me every time, my good brother. Because he know I'm a righteous priest. And when we all went to the shrine of the Black Madonna and Cap sat down with him at the table and they was battling, having a conversation, because he chief in his world. Captain, he chief of South Texas under Commanding General YAHANNA.
Right.
And when they got done talking, he told Cap, the only reason why I was willing to sit down and have this conversation with you is because of the good brother right there. Because every time I see him, he representing what the words say. You don't know who watching you. And when it's going to come back full circle, because every spirit going to give a report on you. What you do in the dark will come to light, whether good or bad. So be conscious of your movements, your words, your oaths. You understand? Because it might be a situation where we out and about and that chick that you made your wife for one night that you think that we wasn't going to find out about, you know what I'm saying? She roll up on you when all the brothers having brotherhood. And we be like, who is this? Oh, I'm his rib. His rib? What? Brother, you never brought her to the school. And she looking like Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? Brother? She looking like the whore of Babylon. You know what I'm saying? And you over there like, Con, sir, I've been meaning to bring her to the school, and he ain't making no eye contact. He said, all right, brother, well, we'll talk about it later. You know what I'm saying? And now you didn't made a fool of yourself. Your name was here, and now it's here because of your integrity. You gotta fight. Whatever your demon is, you gotta fight every day. I know it's good to you. I know it feel good. Whatever it is, I know it feel good. Trust me, I know. Because, brother, I I remember to this day. I remember the first time I smoked weed. I remember how it made me feel, brother. Brother, listen to me. The first time I took shrooms, brother, I remember how it made me feel. You understand? But I love the Lord more than I love that. You understand? You gotta be willing to fight your flesh. You gotta be willing to die to what feels good inside. To go up high with the Most High, bro. Ain't no other way to tell you. And that life is hard. It's a hard road. It's a very lonely road. But guess what? In the truth, you with a whole bunch of loners. But you got to be able to stand 10 toes on your own. Because we not with you 24/7, 365. We may see you once a week, once a month, some of y'all, once a year, some of y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know, but when you're not here, you got to be able to stand on your own. And it's not easy, huh? When nobody's looking, you're like, it's just a little weed. It's just one cigarette. It's just one black and mild. It's one piece of bacon. You know what I'm saying? That one piece of bacon turn into some oysters, turn into a platter of crawfish. Next thing you know what I'm saying, you eat meal. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. You feel me? You know, one cigarette turn into, you know, you on the corner. You know, you feel me? Cause you at the corner store, you see somebody like, hey bro, short me down, and it had been dipped in wet. You know what I'm saying? You out here on that embalming fluid, boy. You gone. Out of there. Forever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That boy been fried, died, and laid to the side. You know what I'm saying? That boy done got wet. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you run down the street butt naked. Sweating. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Real talk. All right, dang. What verse we at, nephew?
40, sir.
Yeah,
No, it's like 41.
41. What you holding? All right, we can get to it. You can get to it. Because you holding what? What you holding? Okay, yeah. Okay, read the 43, nephew, and we'll stop at 43.
Come on, sir. This is the book of This is the book of Genesis, chapter 41, verse 41. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, see, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand and put it upon Joseph's hand and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen and put a gold chain about his neck.
Man, that boy said, welcome to Death Row Records. Man. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Rockefeller. You know what I'm saying? It's a Kanye West, Dame Dash, Jay-Z vote. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Boy, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to see your king dancing all in your videos. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Death Row, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But in that moment, for him being righteous and standing 10 toes, he went from Joe Smo, Joe Blow, you feel me? And then he was elevated over the house that set him up, that's got him sitting away 3 to 5 years. Now he over Potiphar and his wife. They all got to come to him now. Pharaoh gave him the ring for everybody to kiss. You feel me? Read what I asked for.
Come on.
What verse you stop at, nephew? Read the 43 and then read what I asked for. He got his own mic. Read the verse 43.
Come on, sir. This is verse 43.
Mm-hmm.
And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had. And they cried before him.
And they did what?
Cried before him.
Now, was they crying tears of joy? Why was they crying before him? You feel? Because they thought he was gonna be me. He been in prison for 5 years. You raised up an ex-con, a felon. You know what I'm saying? He's a rapist. He was sent to prison for rape. You gonna put a person accused of rape? You gonna put R. Kelly? You know what I'm saying? You gonna let R. Kelly stay in the big house? You know what I'm saying? This is what they say. You gonna get it. You gonna get Robert the ring. You gonna get Robert Earl the ring. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? This is what they saying. And then when they get the ring, they're like, oh no. You know what I'm saying? They lost their mind. They can't believe somebody from the dungeons, you know what I'm saying, then made it, you know what I'm saying, all the way to Kingdom Come. That's going to be you. Because that's how the Lord set it up. Because imagine this is a movie, your favorite movie that you like to watch. In every movie, there's an underdog. Everybody counts out that's thrown away. But everybody can't see the story but you because you watching the movie. Go ahead, nephew.
That's like your sir. I have one question.
What?
How old was Joseph when he got sold into slavery?
We about to find out. It's literally about to tell you, brother. I'm glad you asked that question. We keep reading, you're gonna find out. The Bible gonna answer your question. That's why I love the word. You know what I'm saying? It's a revelation. You know what I'm saying? You guys, how the old pastor said, a revelation. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Yakuba, read what I asked for, man.
This is the book of Revelation.
No, who got Proverbs? You got Proverbs? Read Proverbs first before you read Revelation.
Proverbs 13, verse 22. A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just.
Now, peep this out. Peep how cold this verse is. You understand? Jacob saved up an inheritance for his children's children. That's the inheritance that we have today. He did it back then because his father Isaac did it and his father Abraham did it, right? To the point to where the wealth of the sinners, because Egypt is full of sinners, you know what I'm saying, was stored up for the righteous. How many times have I used the analogy, is the job you have now the one you had before? You know what I'm saying? I used it millions of times. The job that you have right now is not the job you didn't always had. And when you got fired from your last job, this job just poof, it appeared out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Because the wealth of the sinners is stored up for the righteous. You understand? You may get knocked down to where you might have, I got you, sis. You might get knocked down to where you got Section 8 or where you got WIC, but guess what? The wealth of the sinners is stored up for the righteous. You know what I'm saying? You might have to stay at a halfway house. You know what I'm saying? You might have to hop from couch to couch at your homie's house. I had to do it. I was homeless. You know what I'm saying? I lost everything when I came into the truth. I was sleeping out of my car. And then my mama found out. She's like, bring your butt home. I was going from homie to homie sofa. Lost everything. You know what I'm saying? But everything that I lost, I've gained. Sis? Give her somebody give her a microphone. No, Aaron, give her yours, because you read what I need already.
So like I said, I'm reading out of an app and it says, Good people leave an inheritance to their grandchildren, but the sinner's wealth passes to the godly, lowercase g.
What version is it? The King James version? Make sure it's the King James version. It might be the New International or the New Living Episcopal Ebenezer. Yeah, you want to always make sure that you read from the King James version, okay? All right, no problem. No problem. All right, now give me Revelations.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet.
He will make them do what?
Come and worship before thy feet.
That's why that's what that was happening. That's why they was crying, because they had to bow down. You know what I'm saying? Like my favorite song from Dub C. I play that when they be kissing the boot. You know what I'm saying? I hear that song in my head every time them Edomites kiss the boot. Bow down. You know what I'm saying? To a that's greater than you. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? That's why they gonna cry. That's why they hate you. Because they know what's coming. They know they gonna have to kiss the boot. Because they know what they've done. They know the treachery that they've done. And they're afraid because they know it has to be turned back on their head. And what they did for 500 years, the Lord is going to destroy in an hour. An hour. Where are we at? I'm just trying to give nephew the verse to answer his question real quick. Yeah. Just read 46 and 47 real quick to answer your question, and we'll stop there and we'll pick up here next week and finish 41. Go ahead. Oh, let him read. Let nephew read so he can answer his own question. We'll get to your question. Go ahead, nephew. Read verse 46.
Verse 46. And Joseph was 30 years old.
He was how old?
30 years old.
He was how old?
30 years old.
So for all y'all that be depressed because y'all ain't millionaires at 21, 25, you know what I'm saying? Joseph went from being royalty to being kidnapped to being a slave, you know what I'm saying, to being lied on and accused of rape and thrown in prison within 30 years before he got blessed. So, but he went through a lot of hell to get blessed. He say 10 toes down. Yes, sir.
I went back and read 37. And it said in like verse 3 that Joseph was 17 at the time when everything happened. So from 37.
So from high school to him being 30 years old, he was a slave or in prison.
Kind of a concert.
Yep. That's crazy. Yeah, all over a Code and a Dream. That sounds like a J. Cole album. All right, what's your question, Ron, so we can get up out of here?
So Pharaoh gave Plethorus, what is his name? Potiphar. He gave Potiphar's daughter to Joseph to wife. So was she a heathen?
No. Yeah, Joseph's wife was definitely an Egyptian woman. Yeah, his wife was Egyptian.
Okay.
Yeah, his wife was Egyptian. So Pharaoh gave him one of his right hand man's daughter to be his wife. No different than Moses. Moses was married to an Ethiopian.
So this is before or after that law was established?
Moses ain't even born yet.
Okay.
we hadn't even gone into Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Well, we about to go into Egypt now.
Right.
But yeah. You know
that's a question for that. The water, sir.
Yeah, no sweat. All right. And with that, we're gonna say Amajim, which means to stand. I promise I'm gonna finish next week, y'all. I promise I'm gonna finish 41 next week. I promise. Sar, which means to turn. We're gonna face the east. We're gonna do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, then in English. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Ayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malak with Kav, Taba'ah, Ratazayakav, Hayah, Ashab, Baratazah, Kawab, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lacham, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawak Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawak Yanawa, Wala'ah, Tabia Ayanawa, Banasai 1, Abal, Habashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Lakab, Hamalakwa, Wahala, Wahata Para, La Awalumium, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Sar, turn and face the front. We'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers, then to the sisters. Men of Israel, Body Shabbat, Maju, Rob, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah Brakatah, Yada Batah, Sar, turn and face the sisters. Men of Israel, Body Shabbat, Maju, Rob, Yahweh Shema Bashim, Yahweh Shah, Yada Batah, dismiss.